Hello one and all, Cosmic Carrie here, 2 for Joy Oracle. Welcome back to those who follow already. Thank you for subscribing, and welcome in if you're new. So today's video, and this is literally about the 6th time I've tried to record this, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it will work. I was doing a walkabout yesterday, Thursday, and I was shown a sign in the sticks. As you know, as people who follow me know, on this channel I receive messages from spirit, from my guides, from source energy if you like, in many different ways, and one of the ways is sticks. And I was shown something yesterday, and that is why I'm doing a reading for you today, to talk about that and to impart those messages that I was given. So first of all, quick explanation of the table. We have a beautiful light of life, light of the reading here, little tea light off to one side. We have the beautiful joss stick of patchouli forest, wafting its beautiful stuff. I'm putting it to one side. I'm going to try and avoid sort of coughing, as sometimes it can inhale the smoke and it makes me cough a bit. And we have beautiful pointy stick from green, Glastonbury, wishing stick here, lovely stick. We've got a crystal which is protecting the reading, which is my lovely little crystal from my friend Jan, clear quartz crystal, which is sitting up on the computer there. And I'm using 3 decks today. I want to draw 7 cards today, and I'll tell you why in a minute, it'll become clear why. We're going to use Stephen Farmer, who is with the Earth Magic. I was drawn to use this deck. We're going to have one from him, such a beautiful deck. We're going to have one from Storm Raven 3 Divine Word Oracle, my own little deck, yet to be in publication. I need to get on with that. And we're going to take 5, unusually, tarot cards, 5 tarot cards from the Radiant Wise Tarot deck for the main message. The tarot will be the main message, and then we'll take further explanations from Stephen Farmer, Earth Magic, and from my own deck, Storm Raven. Good. So without further ado, bear with me. What I was shown in the sticks was the Constellation Ursa Major. Literally, some call it the saucepan, some call it the Big Dipper, the Great Bear. I am not a proficient astronomer, less than novice, so I know a little bit about what's up there, what constellation and things like that. So I have had to look a lot of this up and ask my other half, who's much more in tune with that and has, researched and read a lot more. So Ursa Major, it's always one of the better known constellations in the sky. So what I was shown was, and I'll show it to you on a piece of paper, and it's here, so bear with me, and apologies, I've written it upside down on that, but this is how I was shown it in the sticks, like that, like that, like that. And actually, I believe at the moment, looking at Jörn's astronomy app on his phone, I think it's like this in the night sky. So it appears to be mirrored. Okay, and I checked with Spirit what they wanted to tell me by showing me the mirrored version of the constellation. So that's quite interesting. So I did ask about that, and I was given, it doesn't mean that the message will be, upside down, but it's literally a reflection. They want me to reflect on the messages coming from the Big Dipper or Ursa Major, the Great Bear, at the moment. And the central message for this constellation is about protection. But a little bit of background about the constellation first, because I was learning all these things, and it's amazing, isn't it, when you start literally dipping in, Big Dipper. So there's something in that, isn't it? Listen to the words. They want me to dip in and learn about this. But it's to do with protection. I didn't know that the constellation is made up of, guess how many stars? Of course, 7. Anyone who knows me on this channel, welcome back. If you're subscribing already, and welcome anyone new, come and join us. 7 is an important number for me. It's a divine number, it's a spiritual number, and it's a very lucky number for me. So that constellation is made up of 7 stars. I'm not going to name all the names of those individual stars. You can go away and look that up. But I was just blown away by the fact that that constellation comprises 7 stars. Brilliant, brilliant. So the reflection aspect here. And it is literally, they want me to reflect. It doesn't mean, as I say, the message is reversed or something. It's literally take time to reflect on these messages we're giving you about the Great Bear at the moment. One thing I also did learn was, which way round, so as I was shown it here, this, I didn't realise this until I looked it up. But if you follow this line here, that will point you to the North Star, which indeed it does, North Star Polaris, in that direction. And for me, the North Star Polaris is very important. It's my star for my bee, my spirit guide bee. So when I'm shown that, it makes me feel a comfort. You'll have your own North Star, and it will mean different things for you, and that's worth finding out, asking about, to get messages for that. So let's go into more information. So different cultures, obviously, perhaps Native American or First Nation or other indigenous peoples, have different meanings for these stars, and these constellations mean different things. The message I'm giving you today is this really very general message that I was given in the context in which it was given. So we've got elements of basically protection. Great Bear is about protection. So we will find out more when we look at the cards, and it will give us more information. So there's messages there about protection. Look to your North Star. You have protection. Don't forget you have protection. And I think that's the central message. Forget not that you are protected at this time, whatever's happening, whether it's turbulent or whatever's happening in your life. One disturbing thing that happened literally 20 minutes ago, before I sat down and started to prepare the table for the reading, for the video, was that we have a lot of baby starlings in the garden at the bottom, and there seems to be a nursery there of lots of different parts of the murmuration are sitting in trees at the bottom. And I was doing something at the sink and then just heard this screaming sound, and it was, of course, the huge sparrowhawk had grabbed one and had pinned it to the ground. And I was always put on high alert when I hear that. I'm not very good at this side of nature because, of course, this is Mother Nature doing her thing. You know, it's about survival of the fittest, and it's not nice to see when it's in your garden, but I know it goes on, and I always try and save birds where I can, but I know that the hawk has to feed her own young. And anyway, I tried to rush out, and of course the back door was locked, and fiddling around with the key, trying to unlock it, and then, you know, clapping to try and get the hawk to go away or drop the bird or whatever. I always get told off by my other half, as I shouldn't interfere with nature, and absolutely, he is absolutely right. But it's the natural healer and the protective and the empath and all those parts of me that want to stop suffering. And so I raced out, but I think I was too late, and the sparrowhawk flew off with its quarry, so I wasn't able to save that one. But I thought that was interesting, because in that moment, when, I don't know if you've ever seen a raptor or a bird of prey who's caught their prey. I mean, they will fan out their feathers like this. The wings come out like, you know, they're protecting, literally, their quarry, so that somebody else won't take it, and they can have it to go and feed their chicks. So there again, protection, coming into this message in a really hard way. And Mother Nature is utterly beautiful and wild, but very hard as well. And there was an element to that scene, terrible in the moment that it happens, but it is that there are some things we cannot change in that way. And there was the mother bird, protecting its catch, and there was nothing I could do about it. And the element of that is that you perhaps can't rush in and help in every situation, and I think that's, you're not meant to, and I think that's kind of, some things are just the way they are. And I think we're being asked at this time, and this message I feel is about discernment. It's knowing which things you can't do anything about that, and you have to let it go with love and light. Pray for the soul of the little bird that was sacrificed. So it's about protection, but it's also about sacrifice. Some things have to be sacrificed, and that's the nature of the world, and particularly Mother Nature, and I respect that, but it's very hard when it's happening right in front of you. So that was interesting, because those messages were just fitting right in with this reading. Okay, so 7 is going to be a number that's relevant there. 7 stars making up the constellation of the Great Bear, or the Big Dipper, or Ursa Major. It's the 3rd largest constellation in our system. In our local star system. I've lost my words. There we go. So 3, 3rd largest in our galaxy. Thank you. In our galaxy, 3rd largest constellation in our galaxy. So 7 is relevant, 3 is relevant. And of course today, 3 is the 9th. Multiples of 3, and we get 9. So we're in Taurus season. Taurus is the bull as well. That's worth noting. And of course we're in that 7 year, 25, 2 and 5 is 7, so 7 again. So let's find out more information about the Big Dipper, Great Bear, Ursa Major. Let us begin with the tarot. So Radiant Wise, my lovely little deck here, I have pre-shuffled, but I'm going to shuffle again, and we're going to draw 5. We're going to ask Spirit, please, will you give us, for this Ursa Major Great Bear reading, 5 cards. I'm not going to do reversals. Just check. I've just looked at the bottom and it was the sun. Thank you. We do have intermittent sun here in Somerset, in the southwest UK. Thank you. So how many have we got? 3 there. Do we want to take 3, or do we want singles? I'm going to take them as they've given them to me. Okay. So there we have 3. Thank you. Interesting. 2 more, please, to give us more information about protection, sacrifice, discernment in this reading today. Friday, 9th of May. Looking at the bottom of the pile, I've just glanced the 5 of Pentacles. Got another one. Thank you. Interesting. 1 more card, please. They are all minor arcana. Thank you. Oh, and we have a 5th card, minor arcana. Bottom of the deck, the Ace of Pentacles. Lovely. Top of the deck, 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords. We have, as I say, all minor arcana. Let's have a look. So we have Swords, Wands, Swords, Pentacles. So here we have the first card is the 8 of Swords. And here we have, in the classical sense, this individual, I think it's a lady, difficult to tell, who is surrounded by swords and tied up there. 8 of Swords. So what I'm getting off this card is, in the classical sense, it is that she could free herself. No one's holding her there. Her bindings are pretty loose, you know, they're sort of working their way down her hips here. Where's my pointy green wand? Here, you know. She could probably do a bit of a shuffle and they would fall off, and then she could reach up, take her blindfold off, and actually leave the scene. But she's not. This is showing us that she seems to be staying there for some reason. So 8 is relevant. 8 is August. 8 is Leo. August is Leo, the sign Leo. And of course, we've just had the new Papa voted in the Vatican. Pope Leo 14th, 13th, something like that. They did say. I've forgotten immediately. So swords. Yeah, this person could free themselves from a situation. I'm getting an idea. Swords are normally mental thoughts, stuff going on in our mind. You're sort of staying with a situation that feels uncomfortable. She doesn't look comfortable when you don't need to. Do a little wiggle, let the bindings fall off, pull down the blindfold, see clearly. You are a seer. You have the capacity to see, and leave the scene. Walk away from whatever it is you think you're trapped in, because you're not trapped. Let's see what they say additionally here. 8. Keywords: bad news, great displeasure, crisis, slander, sickness. Ooh. Those are not words I would necessarily have associated with that. So I'm going with my intuitive feeling from the card today as it's come out of the deck and laid down. You're holding yourself in a situation that you don't need to. And let's bear in mind, we're looking at protection as the general overarching message, protection. Are you protecting something at all costs, sacrificing something else that perhaps you don't need to? Perhaps something is safer than you think it is. Second message is the Knight of Wands. Yeah, here we have this guy, this knight, charging in on his charger with a big wand. What I'm getting of this is it's coming into your future, because as I look at the card, he's charging to my left. As you know, if you follow me here, and if you're new, you'll find this out. My left is the future, my right is the past, and me looking straight ahead is the present. So the Knight of Wands holds this big jolly wand, which is sprouting in a good way. There's growth. He's charging towards me. I think the traditional meaning for this one is that there's some news coming in. There's news coming in, isn't there? There's an urgency in the card anyway. There's definitely movement in the card. The charger is there. The knight is there, and he's rushing in with his message. So Knight of Wands, it's not swords, it is wands. They tell us, they call it the knave here, dark-haired, faithful young man, lover, envoy, and messenger. Yeah, someone's coming in with news. And if we take that as a link to the card before, which we said was the 8 of Swords, there was something about bad news. So, great displeasure, crisis, slander. If we're reading from left to right, okay. So, if we take their traditional message, they're saying there's bad news. But then afterwards, this guy's coming in with better news. So perhaps you've expected bad news. You're there expecting something to be a certain way. You're waiting for bad news, almost. And he's coming in with his wand, the knight, or the knave. No, it's the knight. Right, sorry, I've read the wrong one. The knight, journey, departure, absence, flight, emigration. The knight, it is the knight, it's not the knave. The knave is the page. Forgive me. So I've read the wrong one there. So the knight is journey, departure, absence. Okay. It's interesting, yeah. This one you're being encouraged to leave a situation that you think is a certain way in your mind. Do the shuffle, let the bindings fall, remove the blindfold, move away. And this is suggesting journey, move away. It can also be a card of travel. If you're going on a trip, you're going out with friends, going on holiday, going abroad, meaning either abroad or just literally abroad from your locale, from your locality. Yeah, free yourself, move away. But then after that, we've got this group of guys, and it does look like guys, short tunics and colourful tights. 5 of Wands. There's some sort of dispute going on here. There's some sort of, not battle would be with perhaps swords, but there's some sort of disagreement, isn't there? There's conflict going on in the 5 of Wands. And I'm always amazed because the wands are always growing, they're sprouting there. There's prosperity there. Each of them has one. There's some sort of competition situation potentially occurring there. Let's see what their words are. 5s, lots of wands. So 2 wands in a row. They say for 5 of Wands, limitation, simulation, or strenuous competition. Okay, yeah. Limitation. And that would link with that first card, limitation, perceived limitation. Move out of that. But again, somehow you're perceiving or you're coming into some sort of limitation. Some sort of limitation they're talking about there. 5. So we've got 8, Knight, and 5. Then we interestingly have a 6, 5 to a 6, meaning a bit more power in that message. And we have the 6 of Swords, which is traditionally, and this is what I'm getting, the traditional messages coming through in this reading, moving from stormy waters into smoother waters. Yeah, so we've got here the stormy waters here, ripply, and on the other side steering towards smoother waters and the land of a bit more peace, which is kind of in the distance there. So moving from perhaps competition, storminess, conflict, into a calmer time, So let's look at their key words for the 6 of Swords. Travel by sea, journey, route, shipment, expedient. Expedition, isn't it? Yeah, travel by sea, journey, route, shipment, expedient. That's travel again. That's this guy. Movement. Moving forward. 6s are always, again, multiples of 3 there. Progress and creativity. I take that to mean forward movement. And then the last tarot card that comes out is the 2, and it's the 2 of Pentacles. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, that is a lovely joss stick getting up my nose. Sorry. Causing me to sneeze. Bear with me, peeps. Oh, sorry about that. Now, I might say that the sneezes were certainly the smoke, and it was a bit smoky. I've had to move it off screen. 3 sneezes for me normally means the message is absolutely accurate. Something's been expelled there. So here we've got this jolly chap with his lovely long pointy hat that reminds me of Blackadder. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've watched Rowan Atkinson in Blackadder with his lovely pointy hats. This is a balancing act, isn't it? The 2 of Pentacles. I mean, this is meant to happen. I mean, everything happens as it's meant to anyway. All right. And so what we've got, of course, is the Lemniscat. Again, it's sort of an 8, isn't it? It's what goes around comes around. Karma, what goes around comes around. Cause and effect, law of attraction, all these things. And he's balancing stuff. But for me, this card is positive, and it feels like he's balancing things, or you're balancing things, we are balancing things successfully. And it's the 2. So 2 is good. And let's have a look. 2 of Pentacles. Merriment, fun, novelty, written messages, obstacles. Merriment, fun, novelty, written messages, obstacles, merriment and fun. That feels nice. So you're kind of doing the right thing. I think it's reminding us also, with everything that's gone before, because, you know, there's been a bit more of a serious message coming up. Wake up, smell the coffee. There isn't a battle. It's in your mind. Shake off what you think is binding you. It's not binding you. Remove the blindfold. See the reality of what it is. Off you go. And then this is news coming in. Travel. Yeah. This one we're saying is there may be obstacles or conflict or a little bit of competition, but you can swiftly move through it. Reminding myself again of the 5 of Wands, as they say here, limitation, simulation, strenuous competition. You may encounter that. There's nothing you can't deal with, or it wouldn't be coming to you. You're never given anything that you can't deal with. And if it's tough, there's something in that that will strengthen you. Remember the overarching idea about protection as well. Perhaps you need to do that, go through that bit of an obstacle, that bit of a hump in a smooth road, because what lies on the other side is great. But you can do it, is what I'm getting as the message from Spirit. And indeed, what comes next is the 6 of Swords. You move away when you have done that from rough energies into smooth waters, smoother sailing. So many cards of movement here, really. 3 in a row movement. The central body of that reading is all about movement. The Knight charging along, the obstacle, getting over it, and then moving, navigating your way into smoother waters. And of course, we said, didn't we? We navigate our species as navigated, and the animal nation navigates by using the stars at night. So navigate. You will be navigating yourselves away from tougher times. And at the end of the day, we've got the 2 of Pentacles, which is suggested by this deck as being merriment, fun. I'm getting from this, that's that there too, because he's like a joker figure, isn't he? He looks a bit like a circus figure, or possibly even a fool, although it's not a 3-cornered hat. But you'll be juggling things, and you are able to do that successfully. Let me just read again what he said of the 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, merriment, fun, novelty, written messages, obstacles. It's interesting because the obstacles doesn't really fit with all the other key words in that. But it might be that the obstacle is you've just got a lot to deal with. But what this is telling me is that you're going to be balancing all the plates and you're able to do it. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Spirit. That's amazing. So that's the main message using the Radiant Wise Tarot. Let's get 2 more messages just for supplement. So we're going to go to the Storm Raven. Let's just see what the Storm Raven is. And immediately one has turned over, and that's absolutely fantastic. So we have the fire sign and the word state of grace. What I'm getting from the person who was juggling the 2 of Pentacles, which I've now put away. Nope, it's gone. Is that you're able to juggle what you need to do with aplomb, shall we say, with grace. You'll be able to do it gracefully. There he is. State of grace. You'll be able to manage this, and you'll even look graceful doing it. So fire signs, I think, shoot me down in a row of flames if I'm wrong. I think it's Aries, Leo, Sag. Aries, Leo, Sag, a fire sign. So state of grace, fire sign. So Aries, Leo, Sag might be relevant for you. You may have that in your chart. Or this message may pertain particularly to people with the Aries, Leo, Sag, zodiac signs. And finally, let's reach to Stephen Farmer, Earth Magic. Fantastic. I have shuffled, but I'm going to shuffle again. Message of protection. Navigate yourself. Reach out to your North Star for guidance. That message felt like wake up, smell the coffee, see what's going on, move away. If you come across an obstacle or a conflict, you've got it. You can get past it, around it, go through it and out the other side to be able to continue. You're busy, you're juggling plates, and you're able to do that. Because as we said, you're not given anything you can't deal with. Maybe have one card. I had a whole clump of cards fall out then, sorry, and I didn't want to take that many because I'm noticing we're already 31 minutes on the video. I always intend to do short videos and then they lengthen. Perfect. Okay, 2 cards have come out, guys. I will take both of them because they were really sort of stuck together. So the first one that unfolded, the message that unfolded was lotus flower. This fits in state of grace, even similar colours, pinks, colours of softness, of passion, of the heart. We have lotus flower, unfoldment. In that space where you're able to adopt the state of grace, do what you're doing, juggle all the plates, juggle all the situations of life, work, family, friends, projects, creative, whatever else you're doing, kids, grandkids, wider family. You're doing it gracefully. But this is also talking to me about Zen and peace. And here we have, I love his cards because they have this sort of protective arch over it. You're further protected by allowing yourself to unfurl. You will do these things with such grace. Such will be your state of grace that you will be like a flower unfurling. And this is what I feel, Spirit, your guide, Source, is how they see you and what you do. They see it for what it is, which is utterly beautiful, gracious. And then the second card from Stephen Farmer is tree, grounding. So you're going to be able to stay in this lovely state of grace, this unfoldment. And what I'm getting there, I'm picking the sun and the rays, which are really shining on that beautiful water lily or that lotus flower. Receiving the warmth, unfurling under the sun, our star. If you need grounding, get into nature. See Gaia. Go and find your tree. This is what it's saying here. This tree is so beautiful and it looks like it's full of jewels. I've never really looked closely. But again, it feels as though it's under the rays of the sun. Where's my pointy wishing stick here? It's under the rays of the sun. Look at all the jewels on there. They seem to be beautiful jewels on the tree. And this is saying to me there are jewels to be found in nature. Go and find your tree. Go and be with trees. Be with the energy of outside. And that will help you to ground yourself. There'll be grounding there. Be like a tree. Firm roots, but able to bend gently and sway in the winds that come. And reach out to the stars, to the cosmos with your hands. And receive, reach and receive. For you are protected. So lovely people. I love this Ursa Major, Great Bear of Protection. Protection message. Protection and navigation. You've got this, guys. Sending you love and light. I will do a reading probably on Sunday. Monday is the Scorpio full moon. So it's a big reading for me. I'm a Scorpio rising. And I've lots of Scorpio placements in my chart, so it's important for me. And is it the full pink moon, full flower moon, full seed moon? I'm not sure. I will find out the name for you. I may not be able to do it on Monday, so if I can't do it on Monday because I'm very, very busy, and I think the energy may just not be right because of the busyness, I would do it on the Sunday. The Sunday is probably when I would do the Scorpio full moon reading. So I'll be looking out for messages and downloads prior to that. Thank you for being in this space. If you've liked this reading today, Ursa Major, please like, share and subscribe. Particularly subscribe. We're up to 30 people now. Yes. I love doing these videos and the shorts particularly. Go and have a look at the shorts and tell me what you like. Comments box is open. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on if this reading resonates. I will see you in the next one, which shouldn't be too long. Just a couple of days. Have a lovely weekend and I'll see you soon. Bye for now, my friends.